Hey guys, so it's Nia. I'm coming back with my second video. Hopefully you don't hear the baby. If you do, I'm sorry. He is playing with his dad right now, but I'm gonna get right into it, okay? So today's video is about respecting yourself. And I've written down my notes this time so we can get a good old lesson here today. Alrighty. And I had to take my glasses off so I can see a little bit in the camera, but it's okay. And I'm gonna get deep real quick. So I had this urge to help others, and I didn't realize that the things that I wanted to help people with is the same things that I needed help with. And I was just like, I just need to do, A, B, and C, and then bam, it'll be done. If I could just help them, if I could just do this, if I could just do it. And then like my heart was in the right place. And I wanted to help others move forward. But one day something changed, and I'm not sure what that was. I can't remember. But after praying and thinking, I was wondering why I needed to help them. And I know my husband was like, so he was asking me that too, like, why do you feel the need to help people? And I'm like, I need people to get to the place they want to be, they need to be. And he was like, don't you need to do that too? And I was like, yeah, and I'm working on it. And then I realized I wanted to do this because I didn't have the person like me who wanted to help me in my beginning stages. And it was even more sad because I wanted to help others because I didn't think I was helpable. I was stuck in that high school mindset of I'm not likable. And I didn't realize I was still carrying that. I am 31 now, and I was carrying that for a long time, thinking that I was not likable, which is crazy. And you already know how high school is, and people are gonna do what they do, fluctuate. It's high school, so you're determining who you are at that moment. And so for some reason I was like, well, since I can't be helped and I'm not good enough, I'm just gonna see about helping someone else, which is kind of crazy, right? Because we all deserve love. We all need that. And some of you guys might be like that too, thinking that you're not helpable, you're not able to change because you don't feel like you're likable. I'm telling you this now in a shortened version, but when it happened, I definitely felt so upset. I was crying, I was angry, and I wanted to kick and punch things because I was just like, how did I sit here and let this happen for so long and I realized that this was going on? And it's because I was honestly blinded by helping others. Like I was blinded by my heart posture. Even though my mind and my heart weren't aligning, my heart and God was telling me, oh, I need to do this. And I understood where I was supposed to be, but I deserve help too, and so do you. So that's why we're here. We're gonna do this. So I was talking to a friend, and this is all in alignment with that. So I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you might have that same issue. Um, my commitment to others is just as important as my commitment to myself. And I should show myself more respect, and so should you. I understand if you're trying to be a friend, you definitely need to promote your friend, help your friend, be there for them, and all that. But you have value as well. Like you will be with you until the end of time. You will be with you when you die. You can't get away from you. So you need to pour into you as much as you can because you matter and we can grow as people every day. You are not a piece of trash made in God's image, okay? God don't make you. For example, I would be working and I know I'm a realtor now, so I have to put in more work for myself now than I did my prior job. And it was so much easier to pour into them because I could see almost like in real time the change that was happening and the effects that was happening while I was at work. But working for myself, it's a slower process and it requires more work. And going back to that, if you don't think you're likable thing, if I didn't think I was likable, how was I gonna show other people to trust me? Like, how were you trustworthy if you don't like yourself? It's gonna make you seem like you're a gross person and you're not. And you're fighting with yourself, essentially. The other part is like with my spouse. I know it's easy for some people, not all people, to say, hey, I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to help you because this is where I'm supposed to be as a wife, as a woman. And you know, you'll hear God, especially if you're a believer, say, hey, you need to apologize first. You have to be the big person, even when you don't feel like it. That's part of the job. That's how it comes, you know. And not that any of that is bad, but if you put yourself in this little tiny box and then put them up here, you're kind of idolizing that at this point. Like, they're not God, you know. You deserve value and attention as well. The other thing that helped me get through this or whatever it is, voicing my opinion is not hostile. Okay, like and I'm pretty sure some of you guys were always thinking like, oh, especially if you're in that mindset, right? You're thinking, if I say something, if I am upset, I am being hostile and people are not going to receive me, people are not going to like me, and this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I'm out of character, you know, and I just don't want them to feel bad. You know, like they're upset and I'm going to take that on because I made them upset. No, you're allowed to be angry. The Bible says be angry, but sin not, right? You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to not like things. You're allowed to have a thought, opinion separate from others because you are an individual human, not connected to everybody else's head. So if you have those thoughts where you're like, I don't like this and this makes me angry, get it out of you, because when you internalize it, you already know how that stuff goes. It bottles up in you, you know, until you turn into a little crazy person or something. You might want to attack somebody, and that's not okay. So let's make sure we're getting that stuff out. And I know some of you might be thinking about, you know, the angry black woman idea. You are a human who is going to feel pain, who is going to feel happiness, who is going to feel confusion. No one's wrong for being human. If you're not a black woman, it still applies. You know, you're allowed to have those feelings as well. And like I said, I'm looking at my notes, guys. And this is for those who think you should shrink yourself down for others' company. And I remember there was a ex I had who continually got angry about how I, you know, lived my life. Not that I was doing anything crazy, but I am me. If anybody knows me, you know, I don't sugarcoat for anything. Like, if you see me here, I'm like this here and that. I don't have two different personalities. Like, that's not going to happen. And when you're very unique, people feel offended. If you're in tune with yourself, sometimes people get offended by that too. It's kind of weird. I don't understand what they do. Either way it goes, just because they have an issue being themselves does not mean you're the problem. They have a problem with your light. And if you are a believer, right, you are the city on a hill. You're a light, and light that does not go under the bushel, right? If you're a city set on a hill, you're going to be seen. You're meant to be seen. You're not meant to be in a little box. And I tell you, most days I just want to be in a box because it's so much easier. But if you're in that box, you're not happy. You're not satisfied. You're just appeasing those around you. So if you want to be free, if you want to be happy, don't be in the box. And that ain't my job or yours to make anybody else feel comfortable. And if you don't like it, you just don't like it. Unless you're in some kind of situation where you need to be a certain way, of course. You know the right timing to say things. Don't just blast it off in the middle of work, you're in a conference or something. Don't be crazy, you know. Know where to put it, but you are entitled to your thoughts, to your opinions. And if you don't know if they're right or not, ask the Lord to line them up. Here's a few things you can do to help respect yourself more. Take a moment to see if you are more prone to helping others over yourself. If so, write out why that may be. Ask a close friend if you can. The other thing is, if you think others deserve it and you don't, imagine getting what you want. And identify what makes you feel queasy. Because I already know, because I've been there. If you feel like other people deserve it and you don't, you're going to feel, ugh. Like, I felt that, ugh. You know what I mean? And it's like, because it's such a natural feeling, like, because it's so strong, you may think that, this is right. You need to find the cause of this, right? So you can do this by praying or meditating, whatever it is you do. But I would suggest that you would write out as many words as you can think of that might express what this is. Say as many words as you can until you get to that queasy feeling. Once it matches up, you're like, that's it right there. And that's the word I need to get rid of. Thank you for watching, and there will be more. Have a blessed day.